Hi, I'm Pete May, president of GreenBiz Group, and I'm here with Rick Rocheleau, the director of the Hawaii Natural Energy Institute. That's a little bit of a mouthful to put out, but Rick, great to have you here. First of all, for folks that are tuning in and don't know about HNEI, could you give us a little bit of background? What is it, the work that you do?
Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me today. This is really an opportunity, so I appreciate getting to come and talk a little bit about what we're doing. So HNEI is what the university calls an organized research unit. So we are
University of Hawaii.
So we are part of the University of Hawaii. We do get partial support from the University of Hawaii as a research unit. And then we go out and we seek extramural funds from a variety of sources to conduct research in a variety of energy-related areas.
And so give us a flavor for, a lot of these projects revolve around grid integration. Obviously, we're here in Hawaii with the mandate to get to 100% renewables. You're right in the nuts and bolts of making that happen. Give us a flavor for some of the projects that you're working on currently.
So just as an introduction, our work has evolved over the last decade. We were primarily a typical university research organization doing things in the lab, developing technologies. It evolved into testing, getting technologies out onto the grid and seeing how you can integrate them in. And as a natural evolution, more and more emphasis has gone into, then how do you integrate in the entire operation of the grid? And we really have activities in all of those areas today. And so our projects range from what people would consider demonstration or technology testing. For example, we have put up several grid scale batteries in collaboration with utility, looking at both the functionality of the battery and the integration of them into the grid to look at how they do impact grid operations. So essentially the utility and others are getting a firsthand look at the use of batteries. That's been going on for over 5 years now. A fair amount of our new work is evolved around actually doing what I call paper studies, analysis looking at the integration of renewables. That also has evolved over the last few years. It's gone from looking at curtailment issues, which was the initial focus, to as we go to higher and higher penetration levels, the resiliency and really the reliability of the grid. Can you maintain the expected reliability when you're depending on renewables and storage and new technologies to provide that reliability?
Yeah, and these are projects that generally are playing out here on the islands. Talk about some of your partners too. You do a lot of work with DoD. Who are the main in these terms of these projects being practical? Where are they playing out?
Well, the majority of them play out. And in fact, the projects play out primarily in Hawaii. We have some small projects in other places in California. We're doing work in the Asia Pacific region that are primarily at this time analysis studies, but they're going to evolve into doing some small technology demonstration projects. In terms of partners, our primary funding has been either Department of Energy or the Department of Defense, primarily the Office of Naval Research, which is a research funding organization. In terms of partners, we work very closely with local utility, we work with industry, we work with technology providers. And so we have our funding sources, and then we go out and actually seek partners to put projects together that sometimes involve multiple players to make them work.
And we see that Hawaii is often, because it's an island, because of the ambitions around 100% renewables, it's an interesting test bed for projects that maybe can have import and application elsewhere. Can you expand? You kind of alluded to some of the projects, but international, where some of your work, where it might play out, and what are some of the applications internationally?
Well, we've had a role in Hawaii. I mean, in addition to being a research unit within the university, in 2007, we were also set up in statute in the state of Hawaii. So we have an official role to work with the state agencies to reduce our fossil fuel use in Hawaii. As part of that effort, we've expanded our analytic capabilities. More recently, working again with some funding from the Office of Naval Research, we've started to export that effort. So we're working very closely right now in Japan, primarily with Okinawan groups, but also in Thailand and in Vietnam, where we've signed a number of memorandums of agreement to help them develop their energy strategies going forward.
Yeah.
Those areas of the world right now are some of the highest growth areas in terms of energy consumption and demand. And so there's an early opportunity to get them looking at how to integrate renewables as they go forward.
Yeah, interesting. And last question, you've been around this space for some time, been around the solar business for quite some time. When you look at kind of the arc of progress, does it make you, are you encouraged by what you see? Talk about your level of optimism in terms of this as a lever to really get to 100% renewables and deal with some of our climate issues.
Yeah, I'm usually the guy who doesn't talk 100% right away. I think the 100% is a very difficult goal.
Yep.
There are some really technical issues, but I think we've done remarkably well here in Hawaii. I think we're really pushing the envelope. We're learning a lot. I think we have a lot more to go. I think there's going to be a lot of technical developments. Things are happening. People are developing new ways of the Internet of Things, the distributed resources. I think there's a lot of activity in that area that's going to be very applicable in Hawaii. We can learn how to do it.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a very evolutionary process, and we're going to see it unfolding over the next couple of decades.
Well, Rick Rocheleau, it's been great having you here, and you're doing fantastic work, and we look forward to seeing how that evolves.
Well,
thanks.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.